let's do this. Man, yeah, it is. Oh, come on. Oops. Yeah, every time it switches from satellite to satellite.
Hello, everyone.
That's a little bit rough.
Welcome to CAPCOM Spotlight.
It's almost 1%.
For today's show, we'll be covering updates to games that are out now, plus new info on upcoming titles. This includes behind-the-scenes info from our developers, so be sure to watch until the end. Now, let's take a look at today's first title.
I'm seeing OBS screaming over here of like, ah, because it's like it jumped up in the 5% range. Fuck. I'm gonna have to figure it out. I'll have to figure it out. Comes after dreaming.
The future.
Oh.
It isn't just a dream. It's a promise.
Just pragmatic.
One we're turning into reality. With our third generation of Luna filament and advanced generative AI.
Wait a second, we've seen this trailer at Game Awards. Or at Summer Games Fest.
We create life for our future.
It's very loud. I'm going to turn this down just slightly.
Delphi Corporation.
Let's see about getting patched through to Earth. And why are these things trying
to... Okay, yeah. We saw this at Summer Games Fest.
Or something. I'm good. Get behind me!
I think I can help.
So I was hearing from... I've seen that Sphere Hunter posted up that... the premise of this game is basically it's like Resident Evil in space. Like there's a lot of puzzly stuff going on and whatnot with it. Could be kind of cool. You know, you're grabbing keys, unlock doors, all, you know, the Capcom special like that. But it's like the enemies is basically you got to use her power to zap them and then shoot them in the face pretty much. So you're not just running away from enemies or any of that type of thing.
Targets identified. Neutralizing threats.
Neutralize? Us?
Looks like we're gonna have to fight our way through. What the?
Bypassing first and second firewalls. Hooking control protocols. Initiating hack.
Hey, D.I.
I said I am D.I.
Okay. Look, how about we call you Diana?
Diana?
Introducing Capcom's newest IP, Pragmata. An all-new science fiction action-adventure with a unique hacking twist. It's been a while since we first announced it, but we're excited to have the game ready for you in 2026. Today, we will go over some of the unique points of Pragmata.
Next year. It's real.
Encountering an android with a heart. You play as Hugh Williams, a member of a team sent to investigate a lunar research facility that's lost contact. When a lunar quake strikes, Hugh is separated from the team. He finds himself saved by Diana, an android girl.
There you are. All better.
Now they must work together to return to Earth. Hugh, a bit sarcastic, but a kind soul. And Diana, a curious and enigmatic android.
I was trying to catch
this
the
is how an
frame rate
unlikely adventure
on,
between a human
on
and
the preview,
android
but
begins.
yeah.
A mix of puzzle and action.
Puzzly action.
In Pragmata,
All the puzzles.
combat
all the action.
begins with disarming the enemy's armor. Otherwise, you will find it difficult to inflict any real damage.
Oh, okay. So it's actually Alan Wake. So this is very like Alan Wake style. You got hit him with a flashlight, then shoot him in the face like that. Interesting. I don't think I've seen too many other games, if any other games, outside maybe like an indie title or something that has done that mechanic of, oh, you have to disarm him first, but shoot him in the face, then you can do the thing. I really don't think I've seen anything like that.
This is where Diana comes in. Let's use her hacking ability on this enemy. Moving the cursor through the panel.
What?
You take down their armor. And now, it's Hugh's turn. Take aim at the enemy's weak points. Passing through more blue nodes increases damage, and the enemy's armor stays
Whoa,
exposed for
wait,
longer.
what? No.
With an arsenal of unique weapons, take on the rampaging boss. What enemy will you hack first? What weapon will you use? Thinking on the fly in the heat of combat, and how you handle the multi-sided situation will be key for success.
I don't know if I like that. That seems more complicated than it needs to be. This this is just like Expedition 33 also. Like the combat is more complicated than it needs to be, and it just throws me off of like, oh god, it's just, I don't need to be hacking a robot to be able to shoot it in the face. Like, let me hit it with a electric current or something, and then I can just shoot at it, and then be able to take off its arm or its leg or something, and it starts crawling on the ground, and like do a mixture of Alan Wake and Dead Space. That's what I was kind of hoping for with this. But like having to do a whole ass hacking minigame just to take down one enemy, that sounds like that sounds like a technical aspect of like a boss fight, other than just like every single enemy. Because they're going to throw you into a room, and you're going to have to do this with like 10 of them, and it's going to. I mean, can you make the game go in slow mo with an upgrade or something? It's like I don't know about that. That's kind of more or less sounds like a pain in the ass to deal with than it is fun, extra. Oh, it sounds like they're going for the butt clenching moments, but in all honesty, it's just kind of a pain in the ass. Oh, now we're up to 1.3 gigs. Now I put it up to 10 megabytes. Okay, yeah, that's what I was figuring. Like, because it's only 22 minutes in, that's 1 gigabyte. Yeah, so it should be a 10 gigabyte per stream upload. So I need to keep 10 gigs run. Anyway, sorry, technical stuff in the background again. Working on a different connection. Anyways.
We can't wait for you to try this compelling new combat system. The AI-controlled Lunar Research Station. In Pragmata, your adventures take place at a lunar research station. They are researching a new material that can be used to 3D print almost anything, from microchips to cars and giant structures.
What was that? Oh shit! Take Back the Moon. Inside the Moon. What? Oh fuck. The puzzle indie game that actually got kind of popular there. That's what this lunar base reminds me of. Is Fly Me to the Moon? No. Take Back the Moon, isn't it? Something like that. Anyways.
Now, however, the Lunar Research Station seems void of human activity. Only the lifeless world and the AI remain. Use your thrusters to move around the Lunar Research Station. You will also need to hack the systems blocking your progress.
This reminds me so much of the Mass Effect minigames. Also, the other thing is, this doesn't seem like a horror game, so this might be the first time we're in space and it's not horror. Like Mass Effect, the cool thing about that is it was military instead of a horror adventure. Like everything is always, you go to space and you fight fucking xenomorphs, or you go to space and you fight goop monsters or things that don't want to die and whatnot. This is like, oh yeah, you're stuck in a space station, you gotta unlock all the doors using puzzles and keys. Okay.
By combining their abilities, Hugh and Diana can explore this world together. Pragmata will be available on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, S, and Steam. This summer, we'll also have public hands-on for Pragmata. Experience the gameplay you just saw firsthand.
I'm really hoping that is like we're gonna have a public demo of it, because in all honesty, I'm not really sold on this. If I gotta fucking hack the robots and everything like they're showing here, I need a demo of this. Like, it's like, how much of a pain in the ass is the combat in this?
Including the thrilling combination of puzzle and action combat. We are looking forward to many more events where you can get your hands on Pragmata.
Okay, so you can kind of stun lock a little bit. It does look like maybe it's slightly slow-mo, so you can probably upgrade that to go a little bit. I'm giving Capcom the benefit of the doubt, but yeah, that just seems like it's a little extra work than what it needs to be. It's not even that I'm against like hard games either. You know, I'm a fucking Dark Souls vet, if you will. It's just I don't want it to be tedious, because tedious after a couple hours, you're just like, can we just get this done and over with?
Please look out for more information on Pragmata on our official social channels, website, and stores.
I am liking these little.
And don't forget to
It's
follow
real, and
to
here's
add
our social
Pragmata to
medias.
your wish
I do like
list.
that. That's cool. Here's okay, camera, just to blur the fuck out. Here's one also, like, really, camera? Hello, camera. Camera. I love it when it does this. There it goes. Camera, you're drunk. Go home. I do. I was just sitting there thinking, what if the main character was a woman with a daughter, kind of, you know, and they went that route with it. We've had so many adventures where it's like father and son, father and daughter, or something to the equivalent of that. I think it would be kind of interesting to see like mother lost her kid, went into space, and all of a sudden this android comes up, and then it turns into almost like that Ripley Aliens 2 kind of vibe of, you know, she's walled off from the android, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm maybe Pragmata 2 could be something like that. Be kind of an interesting take on all this stuff. So then you, even as a guy, being put into that role of like, oh, you know, because any guy can do the fatherly role in a game, but then having it be the mother role, that'd be an interesting little twist on everything. If the white screen can flash bang my camera again. Okay, we're good this time. Street Fighter 6.
Check out the latest trailer for Sagat.
Sagat.
番組をご覧の皆さん、こんにちは。ストリートファイター6のディレクター中山です。本日は私から皆様に最新情報をお届けいたします。6月5日に任天堂スイッチ2にもストリートファイター6を発売することができました。より多くの方々にゲームを遊んでいただいて、開発一同大変嬉しく思っています。また先日イヤー3に登場するキャラクターのラインナップも発表させていただきました。イヤー3ではサガット、クリムゾンバイパー、アレックス、そしてイングリッドが登場する予定です。
Ingrid's new character.
さて本日はイヤー3最初に登場するサガットの映像を少しだけではありますがご用意いたしました。どうぞご覧ください。
My Street Fighter lore is lacking. I haven't touched Street Fighter 6 in a while, and I definitely have not gotten to world mode since. Oh shit, what's his name? Flippy Doo Punchy Man. Damn. He just laughed in your face and ran away. After calling you a stupid noob. This big giant Himalayan looking asshole with an eye patch is going to beat the shit out of this black shit. Damn, Capcom. Damn. He hauled that log all the way up that mountainside just to break it in one hit. I'd be pissed.
The Emperor of Muay Thai, Sagat, is ready for battle. Players can also get the World Tour experience with Sagat deep in the mountains of Thailand.
Oh, sorry.
The Emperor
Not
makes
the-
his
not the
landing on
Himalayas.
August 5th. To prepare for Sagat's release, the Sagat Arrives Fighting Pass will be available starting from July 4th.
Yeah.
Premium rewards include Sagat's Wanderer avatar gear. And we've also prepared some throwback stickers and emotes. From Sagat's days as the boss of the original Street Fighter, we're also increasing the amount of content in the Fighting Pass that can be used in Fighting Ground.
Don't expect me to be a pushover.
Fuse EX Color.
Okay, that's cool.
Ken's EX Color.
Ken, you look super cool with that outfit. Hell yeah.
Come on. Now's not the
Except for a little bit of like the hair going into it's a little feminine, but no, like the also turtleneck? Turtleneck. This guy. Fucking turtleneck.
time for jokes.
As well as art and effects to use with the game's Challenger customization feature. We're also prepping music tracks to use in fights and more for players. Please check it out. Finally, we have information about the long-anticipated Outfit 4 content. Check out the designs of the 7 characters that will receive Outfit 4 content with the Sagat update. Cammy.
Her tan lines are show. Jeez, Capcom. Holy shit. They're just like, yep, we're going there. Jeez.
Luke.
Baywatch
Chun-Li.
Lou. Now, hold on a sec. Wait. Whoa. Wait, hold on. We got to call something out here. Her thighs are that big. They nerfed the shit out of the booty. There's no way that booty's like that. Come on now. That should be like twice that size.
Manon. Jamie. Kimberly. And Aki.
The Melina Mortal Kombat outfit, the bandage outfit. Jeez. Okay, so DEI practice is dead. That's dead in the water. That's gone. So we've finally moved on from it. Capcom can actually do what they want to do without having Sweet Baby ink all in their face. Cool. We have finally the gamers have won once again.
We're continuing work on Outfit 4 content for these characters.
They are really trying hard to.
And of course,
God damn that Cammy outfit. Holy shit. They know what they're doing. And they are doing it well.
are working on Outfit 4 for the rest of the roster. So please stay tuned.
Oh right, Manon is fucking. She's the big buff. Yeah. Huh. I'd still say that man. Justice for Chun Li. Holy shit! They nerfed Chun Li in one way.
本日の情報は以上となりますが、いかがだったでしょうか。今回ご紹介したキャラクターやファイティングパスなどについて皆様にお届けできるよう開発チーム一丸となって最終
So those outfits. Let me just real quick. Yep. Okay. Those were some outfits. All right. So I'm just going to just give me 1 second here. Yeah. Really quick. Yep. Esports. Okay, it's already installed. Gotcha. All right, we are definitely we are installing Street Fighter 6. Okay, we're good. We're fine. Yeah, everything's all right.
Players the world over will battle it out in regional qualifying tournaments. The Capcom Pro Tour 2025 Singles Tournament Tour
I'm gonna beat your ass.
is now accepting entries. Anyone is welcome to join.
The funny part is like everybody in the esports scene is actually mostly friends. Like there's barely like all the drama stuff is kind of for show. Like mostly everybody's all cool with one another and whatnot.
Compete for a spot in the Capcom Cup 12 tournament, which will determine the world champion. Just like last year, the tournament will be held in the Ryogoku Kokugikan Arena in Japan.
Yep.
To become
Okay.
Kunitsugami, Path of the Goddess, has released on the Nintendo Switch 2.
Some people like this game. I'm not really. It's like it's a tower builder, so I'm like, oh, they're adding like a mouse support with the Switch 2. That's kind of cool.
Action and strategy is further enhanced with the new extra content.
Extra content too. Okay. Nice. My eyes all red and it keeps watering. It's so cool.
Presenting Yashichi Waves, a Mazo talisman that changes some music in the main game to 8-bit style.
Wait, we're still on this? We're still on the same... I just want to get to the, I mean, I guess the Monster Hunter stuff
Action and
also.
fighting games make their returns, including the legendary Capcom vs. SNK series. Enjoy
Cool.
training mode and a gallery featuring sounds and artwork, as well as
Power
easy-to-use
Stone.
one-button specials. Capcom Fighting Collection 2 is available now. Reclaim your destiny. A remaster from the swordplay action series Onimusha. A memorable cast of characters returns to weave their deep and complex tale anew. Experience the classic graphics and gameplay refined for modern consoles.
You know, Onimusha, Neo, and Assassin's Creed are all in the same universe. It's true. Nobunaga is in all of them.
The remaster of Onimusha 2 Samurai's Destiny is available now.
Onimusha looks like the last of the Capcom series I have not played that actually looks really good. Sometime I do want to sit down and mess around with Onimusha. For some reason, I know that logo, and I've seen that logo over the years in all of like EB Games and GameStops and, you know, all that stuff. It's just like, I remember seeing it in the little, you know, the jewel cases and everything. I just never picked it up. I think I looked at it and I was just like, this is cool, but you can only get like 1 or 2 games sometimes a year back then when you're younger. It's like a birthday, Christmas, whatnot. And so there was other games on my list. I'm like, I need this. So
Onimusha, Way of the Sword. The next entry in the swordplay action game series is coming in 2026. Set in early Edo period Kyoto, the protagonist, Miyamoto Musashi, will face His formidable rival, Sasaki Ganryu. How will the clash between them unfold? Stay tuned for more.
Visuals on it look really good. Every time we see it, it looks really good.
Capcom Digital Sale.
Digital sale.
Experience the most evolved action and improved immersion in any Monster Hunter to date.
Yeah, Wilds. If you're even thinking about checking out Monster Hunter and you're like maybe Worlds, nah, grab Wilds. Like Wilds is actually just a better version of World overall.
Also, make sure to check out other Monster Hunter games.
I would even put Wilds over top of Rise. Also, there is some stuff from Rise that made it over into Wilds, but yeah, like Worlds Worlds has a shit ton, or Monster Hunter World has a shit ton of content on it. It's got so many seasons worth of content, crossovers, and everything else that they've done with that one. And then Wilds is getting on track to probably having the same amount of content, hopefully. But Wilds is also way easier. So if you're looking for frustration with the just stun lock that is in Worlds, go right ahead. But if you're looking for something that's a little more balanced, then Wilds is kind of like, yeah, I'd recommend Wilds then.
In celebration of the horror series' latest thrilling news, Resident Evil games are on sale at great prices.
Dude, I was seeing that Resident Evil Remake trilogy. It's on sale for like $15 or $20 or some shit like that. And I was just like, fuck. You're talking 3 games, full DLC. One of the online modes is going to get taken offline pretty soon, Resistance. But yeah, that is a hell of a deal for that Resident Evil Remake trilogy. Village, if you have a PSVR 2, Village and 7 are like must-haves. In VR, they're amazing. Some of the best VR stuff I've ever done.
But that's not all. Dragon's Dogma 2, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics, Ace Attorney titles, and more are on sale too. Don't miss out on this great chance to pick up these must-play hit games. From the creators of the latest Resident Evil.
Okay. Main thing I was looking forward to in this. Resident Evil. Concept for it? Okay. Yeah, we're about to get this. Addictive fear. Something about the catharsis you get from overcoming your fears. Right? It creates an addiction that makes you want to do more, to play more. The intense focus, while scary, makes for a really fun game. Okay, so this is the gameplay demo that was behind closed doors that the media all saw. This is also most likely the gameplay demo that we will get hands-on with, maybe around Gamescom, possibly, I'm hoping for. This is like, expect this to be the demo though that we all see, and apparently you can switch this into third person mode, so you can actually run around this whole place, because this is the same team that made RE7 and Village, so it's got that feel to it. But then apparently you can also do third person mode, because that is always one of the most requested things for Resident Evil. It's like, I have motion sickness. Like that's the number one thing I always see everybody complain about. Is like, I have motion sickness. I can't play first person shooters. What the fuck, Resident Evil? Make third person. So that's the reason why they added it to, I'm pretty sure 7 and Village both have third person, or maybe it was just 7. I can't remember. But yeah, like that's the reason why they did that update. Launching point for Requiem. Oh, it's right behind you. Resident Evil Requiem is an offline single-player game. Cool. Let me just see that one more time. Image enhance, brightness settings. Okay, Resident Evil Requiem is an offline single-player game. Okay, this is a producer, so this is the reason. Yeah. The most important aspects of Resident Evil series, yep. So I wanted to make this fear factor a key feature of the gameplay. Okay. A character.
今回の主人公は
Protagonist.
FBI 捜査官
Intelligence analyst for the FBI, Grace.
内向的で
Ash.
怖がりバイオハザードとしては割と新しいタイプのキャラクターを作ろう
Should I read this or should I just let everybody read it?
バイオハ
Introverted.
ザードとしては割と新しいタイプ
New
の
type
キ
of
ャラ
character
クタ
for the
ーを
Resident Evil series.
プレイヤーと同じ
Want
目線
someone
で
that experiences
一緒にな
horror
って
from the
怖
same
がれる
perspective as the
こういうキャラ
player.
クターを狙っています物語の中でもちろん彼女も
See, not all of us go into Resident Evil with the same like, oh my god, I'm afraid of everything that's around every corner. For me, it's like, nah, we're back. There we go. Yeah, that was a pretty bad lag spike. Again, first time doing a full live stream on Starlink. We're trying to see if it's gonna work here. Hopefully, it will work. Are we good? I think we're good. All right, let's go. Keep going.
恐怖を克服し成長していくんですけども FBI 捜査官なので
I'm missing everything. What is he
タイプ
saying?
のキャラクターを作ろうと
New type of character for Resident Evil. We want someone that experiences horror from the same perspective as a player.
狙っています物語の中で
She learns to overcome her fears throughout the course of the story. See, this is the problem on my part is I don't go into Resident Evil as being like, I'm scared of everything. I go into Resident Evil as being like, where's the first gun? I'm going to shoot you in the face. I'm going to shoot this zombie in the face. I'm going to shoot the goops in the face and whatnot. And in all honesty, like for me, it's just personally, I don't ever have a lack of ammo and whatnot because it's either you shoot them in the face or you shoot them in the leg. They go down and you're pretty much good after that, or you can just dodge around everything.
成長していくんですけども FBI 捜査官なので
But she's also a oh my god the mansion part of it and there. Okay, so this is the hospital. This is not the RPD. What? Ooh, it's all stone marble and stuff. It looks all fancy and whatnot. Okay, but she's also an analyst for the FBI. Okay, so she's also an analyst for the FBI who's trained with guns. Okay, so she is somewhat trained. Is able to act as a calm deductive. We always thought about making Leon the protagonist, but making a horror game based around him is difficult. What? No. He wouldn't jump at something like a bucket falling. No one wants to see Leon scared by every little thing. So he's actually quite a bad match for horror. Oh, I hardcore disagree. So that just means you don't know how to think outside the box then. Oh, no. Ah, boy. That's a big giant oh no on my part. You shouldn't have to dumb down the character to make the game scary. You should be coming up with new things that actually, if you can't innovate on scariness and horror, then you can't think outside the box of like, okay, let's put you in a situation of, this is what, let's see, like Evil Within tries to do a lot of that of what I've seen of Evil Within. I've never actually fully played through Evil Within, just disclaimer, but I've seen like Arsenal, he played through Evil Within 2, I think it was, and I watched most of that game. There was a lot of things that they were thinking outside the box on that. There was another one too. Fuck, I forget what it's called. The girl who she like the beginning of the game, she wakes up in the bathroom naked, and she has like a tube down her throat and all that. So it's like that moment of like, oh, what the oh shit, those moments is what really pushes everybody in the, oh, this is gonna be some freaky shit. The thing of the jump scare is it's a one and done. So them being like, oh, we can't bring in Leon because he's too cool for horror. That's just cop out. That is such like cop out copium right there. That's I don't like that one bit at all. Let me rewind this real quick and see exactly what he's just said again about that.
プレイヤーと同じ目線で一緒になって怖がれるこういうキャラクター
Okay, so we want someone that experiences horror from the same perspective as the player. The biggest problem with that is every player goes into a Resident Evil with a different thing. It's some players come in, they don't really know what Resident Evil is, and they're they're just about throwing their controller across the room. Other players come in, and we know exactly what we're doing. We're looking for the key. We're opening up a door. We're getting the loop around. We know that there's lickers, there's zombies, there's dogs, there's alpha hunters. We've done this stuff for over 20 years. Some people, some of us 10 years. We've done it in VR. We've seen fetus babies. We've seen Weskers and fucking clones of Ada and everything else. So to say that there's one perspective as the player, that's the ass opposite way of coming in on this. That makes me a little bit worried about the direction of Resident Evil going forward. This is the thing, is like Resident Evil has been doing amazing with the remakes, but the remakes are also, it's nostalgia mixed with old school horror aspect vibes and all that. And then you get into Village and RE7, and I think RE7 was a little bit more horror because it's like one level you're dealing with bugs, the other level you're dealing with claustrophobia, another level you're dealing with kind of in the beginning you're dealing with like no guns, somebody's chasing you, and so again, that was cool. That's kind of thinking outside the box with different themes of horror. And again, this is I still say Resident Evil is at its best when it's action horror. They do, it's survival horror, sure, but really it is actually action horror. The beginning of let's see here, the beginning of like RE3 remake, when you wake up as Jill, or no, sorry, you wake up as Jill. I got like three different examples popping in my head. You wake up as Jill, you check the, oh wait second, it's a nightmare, and then she wakes up, and then all of a sudden Carlos is, get out of there, and all that stuff. So then it's the hunter is chasing you, the nemesis is chasing you. What the hell is going on? The city's on fire. So it's that aspect of what the fuck is happening, worldwide chaos. That's another horror aspect right there. And then even if you go back to OG days, Resident Evil, it starts off with dogs chasing people through a damn forest. You jump into the mansion, and all of a sudden the mystery is, the mystery of what the hell is going on in the mansion. That's the horror theme. RE2 remake is what's coming around the next corner with the RPD. So again, the same perspective as the player. You don't know what the perspective of the player is. That's a terrible way of going into this. She learns to overcome her fears throughout the course of the story. Again, you have one set of players that is coming in with fear. The other set of players is like, I know I've done this before multiple times over again. I don't have the fear. I know what I'm looking for. I'm going to get me even a small little pistol or something. Her little pea shooter can go a long ways for an experienced Resident Evil player that's gone through like 12 different games. It's like, yeah, I've fucked around, I found out, and I've done this stuff before. She's also an analyst for the FBI who trained with guns. Okay, so she is a trained killer, so there's your aspect, or not a trained killer, but she's trained with firearms, so there's your kind of action hero vibe. She's going to turn into that. You already know this. And she's an analyst, so she's probably going to be doing some like Batman level style puzzle stuff going on there, where it's like, okay, I'm going to analyze the puzzle scene here. I would think there might be like, something the equivalent of like the chessboard from earlier Resident Evils. A lot of the puzzles in RE1 were very like, okay, so I got to move this statue, put it in place, grab this, this key piece off the wall. This key piece goes over to these two pieces over here that go into a door or something, If she is an analyst and the main character is smarter, then what I would think is the developers should be wanting to make the puzzles smarter. not harder, but smarter. So then you have to think for a second of like, okay, so if I take this piece, like RE7 had the really cool the light, and then you got move the puzzle pieces into the light to make it like a spider or a bird or whatever. That was cool. That that's smarter, not a harder puzzle.
なので銃の扱いも慣れてますし、冷静な推理力とか。
And is able to act with calm, deductive reasoning. Okay, good.
発揮しつつ活躍するキャラクターになってます。レオンを主人公にしようっていうのは実は
Always thought about making Leon the protagonist, but making a horror game based around him is
バチバチのホラー
difficult.
っていうのが割と難しくて、落ちてきたバケツに
You wouldn't jump at something like a bucket falling. You don't need the main character to be jumping. The main character can be a badass. And in all honesty, you just need to make the player jump. The main character himself can be totally focused and have his eye on the prize. The main character or the main character actually should be like Leon is perfect for this because now he's smart. He knows what's going on. He's done this stuff before. He can inform new players and current players of like, oh, well, I read a report about what's happening in the area, and I know what you guys are up to. Then he's informing the player on top of being informed himself. So there's no stupid characters. The player is figuring out information on the fly as the main character is, kind of talking to themselves and whatnot. That's the best kind of storytelling. If everybody's stupid, then it just becomes like this, like, oh man, okay, so now I got to go and read a bunch of things in the background and whatnot, and a lot of people just end up skipping half the story because people are lazy nowadays too. Like it's the TikTok brain rot generation out there. But I guess like the best thing that comes off from it is YouTubers get lore videos that they get to make. That might be the best thing that comes off from it.
そういうレオンってそんなみんな見たくないやろっていうところで、じゃあホラーと食い合わせを
So he's actually quite a bad match for horror. He really isn't. That's I hardcore disagree with that. As was shown in the first trailer, Grace gets caught up in a lot of different situations.
すごいいろんな目に遭うんですね。PV で断片的には入ってるんですけれども、逆さずり
a lot of effort goes into like the redness of her face.
一つとっても顔の赤らみ、高揚感であったりとか、うっ血してる表現、あとは髪の毛のカラー
After
に力を入
being
れたり
hung upside down and the realistic physics of her
して、
hair,
自分たちで
the development
スタッ
team
フと一緒
actually
に
called
プロ
in a
の方を呼
professional
んで、実際にウィッグを使って
to make a
そこ
wig
から
to
シミュレ
use
ー
as
シ
a
ョン
model
し
to
て
create the hair
指示を押し込んだりと
phase
か
or hair
もしていま
graphics.
す。
バイオハザード
I mean, cool details like that, super awesome. That's good on the visual side of the team. Recommend will allow players to freely switch between first and third person.
視点で自由に切り替えながら遊ぶことができます。主観視点だとその
You can either experience the horror up close with tense, realistic gameplay through first-person perspective, or an over-the-shoulder camera with third-person perspective.
アクション、そういったところがよく見えるゲームプレイになると思いますので、アクションが好きだなって思う。
Third-person perspective is great for people who enjoy action-heavy gameplay. Boy, so now we have kind of two different takes of what the game is. It's just, it's not really too many cooks in the kitchen for this. I almost went there with it, but because every game has a producer, a designer, but the best games have kind of their producer and their director is the same person. Like Kojima making Death Stranding 2. He is basically the producer and director of like, okay, here's what the feel of the game should be. Here's what I want from the writing team. Here's what I want from, how the controls should be. Right now, what I'm seeing is your head of the studio has a different vision for the game than so your director kind of has a different vision than the producer. That's a very big red flag for this project. Because that means there's a disconnect in there of, you don't have the fluid development happening. I'm not saying this game is going to be bad. I'm going to say the the direction of where it's trying to go might be a little wonky. I'm trying to think of like, is RE7 or Village, does it have that problem? Not really. Because again, RE7 is like facing different themes of fear. Village is dad on a mission, basically. And kind of Village is more of an action, because Village is supposed to be basically just RE4, but in first person with Ethan.
方には、参入してるのがおすすめです。
Raccoon City. See, this is the crazy thing. The game is set about 30 years after the missile strike in Raccoon City. Okay. Awesome. The series became really popular with stories set during the original zombie outbreak. Yes. Since then, we've seen a lot of characters face hardships due to Raccoon City. Who have faced those hardships and grown. Figuring out how to tell a story which came off all that came before. I'm telling you, I'm thinking we're going to end up seeing everybody from the remakes is going to show up in this game. I think that's going to be the big plot twist secret thing that they're going to have going on. It was actually quite a daunting undertaking that I was very nervous about. Good. You should be. I think this guy might fuck things up. Just saying. What he's saying in this video, is he one of the original guys from back in the day? This is the thing. I don't know. I don't have perspective. The names to the faces of everyone, like the names of all the original people who made the original series and everything. I don't have really that perspective. I haven't been following Resident Evil for 30 something years. I've been following it for like maybe 10, 15 or something. Like I jumped into Resident Evil off from RE7. And I always wanted to jump into it before that. It's just I never really got into it, basically. And then after playing through literally the whole series, one after the other, because I couldn't put the damn series down. Even like 6 and Revelation chapters or episodes and all that stuff. I was just like, fuck yeah, Resident Evil was awesome. And then I'm coming at it from the perspective of like, okay, what makes a really good game? Like thinking like a developer, pretty much. I'm not a developer, but I have a pretty good track record of thinking like one. If I was to be the head of this studio, what would I do to make the product as best it could be? All right, hold on. There were a lot of characters who were involved in the original outbreak, who lost their lives or were changed drastically as a result of it. True. So many characters have come out of Resident Evil. This game is a requiem, a eulogy to those who came before. Resident Evil is a series that was born from Umbrella and the Raccoon City zombie outbreak. Yes. We chose the title Requiem to mark a milestone in the series. Resident Evil Requiem is scheduled for... Okay, so the reason why this is Resident Evil 9, and the reason why they're not waiting for the 10th one is because this pretty much celebrates 30 years of Resident Evil. Now, the 10th one is going to be very interesting to see where they go with that one, because it's like, okay, so do we... Oops. I hit a number key. So for Resident Evil 10... The big 10th one. Yeah. Milestone in the series. February 27, 2026. March 2026 marks the series' 30th anniversary. 30-year anniversary. And we hope that this title release lives up to 30 years of games.
グレースの母親は
Grace's mother, it was a big change of policy. We wanted it to look like a we wanted it to look like a live action movie.
Further interviews
with the
creators that didn't fit into today's presentation.
Fuck. No.
Will be released today on the Resident
Evil Portal. I gotta go to Resident Evil Portal?
Register your Capcom ID to see the rest.
Fuck.
ラクーンシティっていうところは基本触っちゃいけないもんだと。
Okay. Unreleased footage available now on the portal. Game.capcom.com. Please tell me you got a link in the description.
Get ready, hunters. The Guild has authorized a new Monster Hunter showcase for you.
Yeah. I want to see more Resident Evil stuff, but I also need to keep up with all the Monster Hunter stuff. And my eyes water.
皆さんこんにちは。
Hi.
モンスターハンターワイルズプロデューサーの辻本です。
This guy knows
おか
what
げ
he's
さま
doing.
で多くのハンターの皆様に楽しんでいただいております。本当にありがとうございます。今日はタイトルアップデート第2弾の情報をディレクターたちと一緒にご紹介したいと思います。
All these guys know what they're doing. They're doing a very good job.
はい、モンスターハンターワイルズアートディレクター藤岡かなめです。お願いします。
Okay.
はい、モンスターハンターワイルズディレクターの徳田です。よろしくお願いします。
はい、それでは早速ですが無料タイトルアップデート。
Okay, so this guy on the right-hand side is basically the reason why the game functions and plays the way it does and everything. This guy in the middle is, I would think, okay, so he's an artist. That could be either environmental or it could be, I guess he's the head of all the art departments. So basically your environments, your weapons, your the monster's look and your fashion pretty much all go through this guy, the one in the middle. Then the left-hand side, he would be the cutscenes and storyline guy.
第2弾のプロモーション映像をご覧ください。
Video showcase.
どうぞ。
Second free update. Nice. Cool. Full-on trailer too. Wrath. The water monster. It's blue. Japan, they're color coding. How dare you? Oh, it's electric. Oh, okay. Uh-oh. It's not going to turn the whole map into electric. Oh, yeah, underwater bullshit. Uth Duna. Arc-tempered Uth Duna. Oh, boy. I am not looking forward to underwater. What? Wait, what? What the fuck? Oh, if only it was Gibson. But okay, Fender. We can take Fender also. Oh, I'm doing it. Oh, I'm getting that. What the fuck? They could put a fucking Squire into the game? I mean, well, no, it's a Fender. What would that be? Oh god, it looked fuck. What is it? God, I don't play Fenders. I don't know exactly what the name of that type of guitar. That's like I always call those Squires because Squires made that body shape first, but yeah, that's kind of crazy. That's man, if they would have like a Fender Strat in there, that's awesome. Holy shit. I need it. I need it and I want it. Wait, what? Wait. So this is... These are new outfits. I had Cameron Diaz wind up in this game. The fuck? Okay, leather jacket looks. Oh yeah. That's the. All right, so basically, take the mods that people are making and throw it into the baseline game. Are they charging for this? Because if they start charging a DLC for this, then the mods on Nexus mods might have to go away. That would suck.
You don't get views like this sitting around back at base camp.
Oh, shut up, you kid. Underwater. Oh, joy. Oh, I can't wait to go underwater to have fights underwater with those controls. That's underwater. I can't wait for underwater fights. Yeah.
Here, let's head back home.
Oh. The dragon with only feet. That's a different. There's a name for that type of dragon. I don't know what the fuck it is.
はい、というわけで、
You have. It's not wyvern. Maybe it's a wyvern. I don't know medieval terminology as well. My thing is space and cyberpunk type of thing. But yeah, it's wings. It's armless. He doesn't have no little arms. He only has big feet. Yeah, that's that type of dragon.
いよいよ皆様にラギアクルスのお話ができる日がやってまいりましたと。
Lagia Cruise. Lagia Cruise. Okay. All right. Yeah, we got this. We got this. Hunter rank 31 plus. Complete main mission, world turned upside down, and side mission, forest Doshugama. Guma. Okay. Okay. I'm thinking this guy's armor is going to look kind of guy, girl, whatever. This thing's armor is going to look kind of cool.
これ本当にグローバルいろんなところ
Lagia Cruise is incredibly popular all over the world.
人気がすごくってすごい期待されて
People were really hoping for it. They really were, and now it's finally officially announced its appearance in Wilds.
実はモンスターハンタートライっていうタイトル
First debuted Monster Hunter 3 Try.
そこはちょっとラギアクルスの開発秘話的なところ
モンスタートライを
First we started working on Monster Hunter 3.
でまあ売りになる遊びとかを水中戦とかも作ろう
Underwater battles is sort of a selling point. No.
水中をよりちゃんと面白く
It
す
was
るに
engaging
はラギア
enough.
ク
We
ル
had
ス
to
が
make
結構面白くな
itself
ってたっていう
interesting.
のがあって
Oh boy.
でもともとレウスの
So
ラ
we
イ
tried
バ
creating
ル
a
みたいな
monster that would
立ち位
rival
置をちゃんと
Rathlos.
作ろうみたいなまあいろんな精鋭を集めてラギア
Best people together form a team.
その時にモンスターの担当してたのがまた徳田
そうですね藤岡さんがディレクターで、僕が初めて最初から企画の立ち上げから調整してリリースするところまで担当させてもらったメインモンスターというところでチームラギアですねみんながこう日々より良いモンスターにするために、こう意見とかアイデアっていうのをぶつけ合いながら、より良いモンスターに仕上げていく経験っていうのはなんか振り返ってみるとクリエイターとしてもすごい大事な、時間を過ごさせてもらったなみたいに思うようなモンスターですね。そうね。
ワイルズでのこだわりっていうのをちょっと皆さんにも
Explain what we focus on wilds.
今回は水中ちょっとアクセント的なイベント的な、やり取りっていうのはできるんですけど
Underwater is more of an accent to the overall hunts. Most of the fighting takes place on land. Thank fuck. Underwater is never a good thing. Like underwater can be fun for puzzles. It can be fun to like traverse, but you don't fight underwater. Humans do not like unless you are playing as a fucking shark or something. Humans don't work underwater.
昨今のプレイヤーのアクションできる幅っていうのが広がりながらそこに対応しつつしかもラギアクルスらしさみたいなものを残したアクション設計にするというところがまず一つ、こだわったところです。ラギアクルスってトライの時からそうだったんですけど水中でのシルエット縦に伸びた時のシルエットっていうのは本当にかっこよくてそこの迫力っていうのを、ぜひ感じていただきたいというところがありましたので武器を、完全に振ることは自由に振ることはできないんですけれども、ちょっとイベント的な水中のアクションっていうのも今回、なんとか実装することができましたので、そこも含めて楽しんでいただけるようなモンスターに、仕上がったんじゃないかなと思います。
もちろんラギアクルスが出てくるというところで、討伐して素材とか
You can also use materials to forge new weapons and armor. Can we see the armor sets and maybe the
当
weapons?
然あると思うんですけど、そこら辺で何かあります？
久しぶりにこうやって出てくるので、まあ全ての人がね楽しんでもらいたいので、総中婚とかも。
Okay, so this was an armor set back in Worlds. It's basically just being brought over from Worlds. It was something or something very similar to this was over in Worlds.
ちょっとなかったのを足してた。
We had Insect Glaive, for example, because there wasn't one before. Well, yeah.
足していただいて、まあ全種類揃えさせてもらってます。
僕たち思い入れ強いモンスターってことも今のスタッフたちも本当に分かってくれてますし、本当に一生懸命取り組んでくれました。
なかなか
Passion project, good.
そうですよね。
仕上がりになってると思います。
チェックするときに担当じゃない子たちともこう見に来たりとかするぐらいBGM とかもすごく
そうね。ぜひ遊んでいただいてね、その辺はね、注目していただけたらと思っております。
はい。
Sergios. Oh. These really sound like Pokemon, but yes. Oh, 100 rank 31 plus, complete main story world turned upside down. Okay, so it's basically if you're 100 rank 31 and get past the mission, a world turned upside down, you're good to go with this update.
はい、そしてなんとセルレギオスが今回登場しますということで、まあセルレギオスはもともとモンスターハンター 4G というタイトルから登場しているタイトルで、モンスターハンター4の無印が実は海外版出てない。
So, I guess we're gonna start getting into like the Monster Hunter greatest hits, and that's gonna be the next like major update stuff for going forward from here.
で 4G から出てるので、海外の人も結構セルレギオス馴染みある人も多いんじゃないかなとは思うんですけど、ちょっと今回のセルレギオスどんな感じになってるかっていうちょっと説明を軽くでもしてもらったら。
もともとセルレギオスは結構旋回能力高くて、
Is it spinny?
レウスと違ってちょっとこう小回りの利く感じとスピーディーなやり取りみたいなのがもともとのコンセプトにあったんで、そのあたりちょっと今回なんですね。
モンスターハンター 4G の時も僕がメインプランナーとして、自らこう、概要から調整まで行った最後のモンスターなんですけど、僕足の攻撃だと人輪をうまく使って、もうテンポ感を作っていって、で後ろの回し切りを使って仕留めてくるようなタイプのモンスターなんですけど、4G の時にモーションの子が提案してくれて面白かったのが斜めのキックしながら移動するみたいなアクション。
So yeah, swords are going to be a bitch. So shoot this thing or grab an insect glaive and start spinning alongside it and whatnot. Then you'd probably be able to have the best way of like knocking it off down to the ground. Open up some sore spots on it. Have at it. I think I would probably try and run maybe bow and arrow and insect glaive to fight this one. So I can knock it on the ground, open up some sore spots, flip over to the bow and arrow, hopefully in time enough, and then lock on and even if you get the sore spots and it gets back up in the air, locking on with a bow and arrow, it's not a lock on. So and then it just it'll just do it itself. So yeah.
があったんですけども、上下左右にステップするモンスター多くても斜め方向にしかも攻撃あたりを出しながらやるモンスターっていうのはあまりいなくて、そこの特徴すごく面白いモンスターだなと思ってましたんで、今回も
Wow, it's like gold. Oh my god, it's fucking Scorpina from Power Rangers. Very gold. I like it. That means we're gonna have gold weapons. Oh shit, yeah, the insect glaive is gold. Although it looks a little bit weird, that's fine. It's fine.
その部分っていうのを、アップグレードして自分のアクションをこうぶつけていきながら遊べるようなもの。
Okay, Palico armor looks pretty cool. It's got a little axe with him.
モンスターとしてセルレギウスは機能してくれているんじゃないかなというふうに思います。今ご紹介しましたラギアクルスとセルレギウスは、いずれも星8の、歴戦の個体として、フィールドに登場するようになります。かなりこう強力なモンスターになっておりますので、腕に自信のある方はぜひチャレンジしてみてください。
This thing is going to take forever to kill.
For the second Arch-Tempered monster, we'll have Arch-Tempered Uthduna appear for a limited time.
Bubbly squirt gun.
You'll be able to forge the new
Damn gypsy ass clothes. that is some very gypsy stuff. Even Monster Hunter, it's like they're starting to actually be able to go into a little more of showing some skin designs, because that is way more. You know, when we first started off with Monster Hunter Wilds, like everything was just like bulk armor for the most part.
Armor sets, Uth Duna Gamma, and Feline Uth Duna Gamma.
What the fuck?
Arch-tempered Uth Duna will arrive in the future as an event quest and free challenge quest.
50 plus? Shit. Yeah, this thing is just going to have a shit ton of health to it. And then probably the bubbles are going to be lethal as fuck. Additional systems.
Crafting the final weapon in a tree allows you to use that weapon as layered equipment.
What?
For Artian weapons, you'll get it after fully reinforcing the Rarity 8 weapon.
Layered weapons for all reinforcement levels will simultaneously become available. Huh? Okay, I've never used the it's such a great sword, and it like lights up and shit and transforms. Cool.
For Palico weapons, you'll need to forge high rank weapons.
This looks like the cheat code where it's just like unlock all, and the whole list comes in. Wait.
Forge high rank weapons.
For a second, I thought that was Susie. It looks very much like, I think she. Well, I don't know if she was joking or not, but she said something like she's in the game as a preset. I don't know. I still don't really know if she was actually kidding or if that is supposed to be Sphere Hunter in there. I'm not quite sure. She is like the Capcom, like best friends with Capcom, so could be. Photo mode.
We're adding brightness settings and filter effects to photo mode. And in the character display tab, you'll be able to hide your handler, Palico, Sacred, and more.
Why would you hide the handler though?
We're planning on continuing to update
how
photo
dare
mode
you?
to make it easier to use. We've added the ability to swap handlers. You'll now be able to travel with Eric instead of Alma.
Who would want to do that? Fuck Eric. Shut up, Eric. Get out of here, Eric. You just. I hated that character. Like between that and the kid, I fucking hated those two. No, get them out of my game. Just delete them. Delete them all together.
As for support hunters, Mina, a hunter from Vespia unit who wields a sword and shield, will be added.
Okay, cool.
You'll also now be able to select which.
Wait, I mean, let's be honest. Who would actually replace Alma? Come on now. Alma is the greatest handler of all time. This is just blasphemy.
Support hunters participate in quests. Furthermore, by playing with content added in the update, you'll be able to obtain a myriad of rewards.
The fishing hooks. Yeah, I'm bad.
Event quests that allow you to forge special equipment. Quests that make it easier to obtain armor spheres and decorations.
Oh, armor spheres, they're listening. Okay, so armor spheres is like the hardest fucking thing to get in the game. They were super easy to get in World, and now Wilds, it's just like I have to literally grind for armor spheres in Wilds. It's wild. It's crazy. Like, hell yes. So if we can get more armor spheres off from doing fewer fights and shit, 100%. Awesome. Quality of life.
A challenge quest featuring Mizutsune. And a free challenge quest featuring Arch-Tempered Uth Duna will be available for a limited time.
Limited time. Okay.
はい、ここでコラボジェスチャーが
Now I want to announce an event quest where you can get a collab gesture. Introduce Fender's Monster Hunter 20th Anniversary Collaboration Guitar. That's awesome. Monster Hunter Rassil's Telecaster. Oh, okay, yes. Fender Telecaster. Jeez. Could not think of, because all I could think of was a Squire, but yes, a Telecaster. It's weird that it's a Telecaster, because usually Telecasters are like a country guitar. So, okay. Well, usually it's country music that people use Telecasters with.
21日から発売しております。で、ゲームの方ではですね、期間
If
限
you
定
complete the
で
limited
配信予
time
定の
event
イベントクエストを
quest,
クリアすることで、こちらのギタ
yeah,
ーが登
collab
場
gesture
する
feature in this
コラボ
guitar.
絶賛
Cool.
がなんと入手できますということになっております。今回のコラボが決まった
The
時
minute
から
this collaboration has finalized, the team
ノリノリ
excitedly
で
got to work.
やってく
Hell
れて
yeah.
いろいろな今回こだわりが
Kind of detail
あ
in
るん
there.
ですけど、ちょっといくつか紹介してもらえます？
ギターはそのまま
3D scan of the guitar.
自社で撮れるのがあるので、そのままの
As I'd
形
say,
が
a
自
way
分
of playing the
に
game
出せるよ
as
うにし
is.
て、使用感とかそういうのもちょっとデザイナー
Some
のこだわりの部分で
details,
足してあげた
like
り
wear
と
and
かして、まあ
tear.
実際のこうちょっと
Wow. Damn, look at that. So we got I guess this would be a mini humbucker probably. Telecasters are not my specialty. You show me a Strat or a Super Strat or an SG or a Les Paul or something, I got you. But this is a single coil pickup, probably a humbucker pickup. We have the tortoiseshell plate here, which we don't really see tortoiseshell anymore because it's gotten so rare. Yeah, selectors. This would be volume selector switch to turn one or both of them on. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 strings with the interesting the roll on it. Okay. Man, trying to palm mute on that must be a bitch. Probably dig in. Man, look at the design on that. That's cool. Anyways, sorry. I'm Googling the guitar, or I'm Googling the guitar. And a custom inlay, too. Very cool. Okay, was it really the actual guitar that exists and has been played?
再現してますと。音自体も実際のサウンドチームの人が演奏してくれて、その音
Comes
そのまま
directly
使って
from
るんで
that
すけど、
guitar, too.
アニメとかもまあそのキャプチャー撮る時も。
Yeah, see, this guy's using a Les Paul. We did mocap for it.
まあサウンドのその演奏者の方にちゃんと指の動きを
fingers move and
習って
everything.
コード
Cool.
が間違ってないかとか、チェックしてもらいながら全部のモーションにしっかり撮ってますんで、まあそれなりに楽しいジェスチャーになってるんじゃないかなと思います。
来週会場とかでもすごくこう映える
いいですね。
ジェスチャーになるんじゃないかなと思います。
The great
キャ
how
プ
it
チャー撮って
was.
たじゃない
We
です
took the
か。あれもめっ
mocap.
ちゃ踊ってたんですか？あれも実際にジェスチャーしたら音マイルもあれをやってくれるってことですよね。
エアギターみたいなのをビーンってやって
一緒に入って
一緒にうわーって
めっちゃ弾けてたね。
Everything about this is cool. I love it. Hell yes. Hell yes.
もう全然関係なくわーってもう音もらしい
まあそういうのをぜひ見てほしいですね。
楽しくみんなで楽しんでもらえたらなと思います。
はい、みんなぜひジェスチャーやっていただけたらと
Definitely,
思います。
yeah. Hell yeah. I'm getting that gesture day one. When does this all go live?
There will be a range of DLC with this title update as well.
Free DLC. Oh god.
There will be 4 kinds of dance gestures as free DLC.
We're getting Fortnite lobbies now.
And a cosmetic DLC Pack 2
And a
as paid
Cyberpunk.
DLC. Those with the Premium Deluxe Edition or the Cosmetic DLC Pass will automatically obtain it.
Fucking twerking in Monster Hunter now. What? Jazz hands. Yep. Jazz hands. The Woodwoods.
There will also be other DLC not included in packs.
Hairstyles. Thing looks weird. I don't know about the little puffball.
In the summer, There will be a seasonal event called Festival of Accord Flame Fate.
Okay.
During seasonal events, the decorations and meals at the Grand Hub will change. And by playing during the event, you will be able to get limited time only equipment, gestures, pop-up camp decorations, and more.
Put tiki torches on your...
Festival of Accord Flame Fate will begin July 23rd.
Okay, Gemma.
Let's make this summer a hot one to remember.
Okay, now I think we need to have a Street Fighter crossover with the bikini pack into Monster.
ここからは今後のスケジュールについておさらいいたします。
Future schedule for the game.
無料タイトルアップデート。
Second free title update will be available on the date displayed. So June 30th. So, oh my god, in a few days we get all this shit.
追加モンスターラギアクルス。
It will have 2 new monsters.
また武器の重ね着
Also
装備など
introduce new
システム
features
追加を
like
予定して
layered
います。
weapons.
夏の季節イベ
Festival
ント
Accord.
交わりの祭事
Summer
踊
events
り
we
火の儀を
held.
開
Okay.
催します。
Flame
イベン
Fete.
トクエストにて
Fitty.
歴戦
Fitty.
王ウズトゥナ
For
が
example,
登場します。
Utuga.
フェンダースペシャルコラボの
Anytime
ジェスチャ
event.
ーが入手
I
で
want
き
the
るイベント
guitar.
クエストを
August 27th to September 24th. Monster Hunter is not going anywhere. We're doing the Monster Hunter thing majorly.
期間限定で配信します。はい、今ご紹介、いろいろさせ
Covered
て
a
もら
lot
いました
here, but
が
we'd be able to
他
make
にも細かい調整
other
とか
minor
入ってると
adjustments
ころ
and
あるんですよね。
additions.
はい。タイトルアップデート第2弾では、ハンマーの調整として
Okay, this is the update where the hammer becomes actually fucking overpowered.
その他もですね、遊びやすくなる調整っていうのを
Fine-tuning the experience.
おりますので、詳細はディレクターレターやパッチノートの方を
Director's
ご確
letter?
認
Didn't
い
we
た
ever
だけれ
get
ばと
that?
思います。
Or I guess it was a preview of what they were working on.
番組をご覧いただきありがとうございました。タイトルアップデート第2弾の詳しい情報は公式サイトや SNS をご覧ください。
Here's the problem. I'm getting so excited. I keep forgetting to breathe. That's what's making me yawn.
アップデート第3弾は秋頃に配信予定です。追って皆様に情報をお届けする予定ですのでお待ちいただければと思います。本日はこれにて以上となります。最後は、いつもの掛け声で、終わろうと思っております。よろしいでしょうか。はい。いきますよ。せーの。一狩り行こうぜ。
June 30th. Death Stranding 2's out right now. Damn it. I don't want to have to come. That's just so much stuff that happens all at once. I had to go through 12 different screens to get here.
僕ら考えているのはですね。
What we're aiming for is Resident Evil Requiem to be a game that pushes Resident Evil series forward.
開発コンセプト
Can we
と
go
して
full
は
screen with
やみ
this?
つきになる恐怖というのを歌っています。
Wait. 11? Ah, see? See.
Resident
Evil Requiem is a single player offline game. Gotcha.
オフラインの
Yes, we
ゲ
know.
ームとなってます いろんな
We managed to pack
要素を詰め込む
a lot
ことは
into this game.
できたと思いますし、まあ実際我々も
Exploring many different
す
systems
ごく
early in
初期では
development.
いろんなシステムの検討というのを行ったんですけれども、
よく噂されてますけど、
You may have heard some of the rumors, things like an online Resident Evil or open world Resident Evil.
そういったところを試してみたりっていうのにを長いことやってる。
Wait. Is there no pause button? Hide the sidebar.
僕ら考えているのはですね、レクイエムはバイオハザードシリーズを前に進めるタイトルを目指したいと。開発コンセプトとしては、
How is there no pause button on
というのを
this?
歌ってます。
Oh my god. It just runs.
ファンが見たいもの、やりたい体験ってそういうことじゃないんじゃないっていうところでですとか。
Okay, open world Resident Evil. Hold on, open world Resident Evil. Fuck you, I can do it this way. Nope, that's not. Nope, wait,
要
shit,
素を詰め込む
fuck.
ってことはできたと思いますし、まあ実際このタイトル
Oh my god. All right, so open world Resident Evil, that actually kind of goes right in line with everybody who does rumors and leaker mill stuff over on social media, and how many of them actually have gotten shit wrong over the years. So he's kind of calling that shit out right there, which is a plus in my book. The big problem with that is a lot of developers, they tend to just look at that stuff. Which we spent some time experimenting with. Wait, what? This is internal test footage. Really? We realized it wasn't what fans wanted to see or play. Okay, good. So we went back to the drawing board and created what led to Resident Evil Requiem. So how long did you concept the idea of an open world Resident Evil then? I made RE7. I said everything was for the sake of fear. Focused entirely on fear. Everything was designed to be terrifying. That approach had a strong impact. Kept hearing from players how they thought it was scary. Next series is RE2, which delivered fear through gameplay. Leaned into action gameplay. Preserved at its core, we wanted to take it a step further. Addictive fear means even though you might be scared, you just can't stop playing it. What if I tried this? Yeah, so every time you die, it's like, what if I tried this thing? Dude, I want to fucking save this video. Like, I want to rip this video and I want to be able to pause the damn video. Where was it? Almost addictive. So, okay. I need to see it. I need to see it. One more time. Okay, so her dropping from the ceiling. That's the kind of gameplay experience we're aiming for Resident Evil Requiem. Film noir often implies black and white visuals. Okay. Generally set in urban environments. I like it. I do like film noir. And that includes elements like urban crime and modern suspense. Yes, cool. Combined with mental and reflections, I created the visual concepts of metal and noir. Nice. Metal refers to metal as in the material. Yep. And in CG graphics, it means reflections. This is Raccoon City, right? I'm looking at the environments and I'm not seeing what you're saying. Also means reflections. Regarding the metal aspect, previous titles were often set in rural areas with lots of nature. Okay. This time it's more focused on the urban environment. And there are many scenarios that are set as a modern drama, including Raccoon City. To me, that makes me think of Silent Hill in a lot of ways. Visually, iron and metal are heavily featured. Put a lot of technical effort into expressing those elements. Is this going to be kind of like a Silent Hill Resident Evil? Like take the Silent Hill Rust theme, but then throw it into Resident Evil? That could be kind of cool. Alright, hold on. The visually Iron, metal are heavily featured. A lot of technical effort in expressing those elements. Okay. All right. Visual expression is key here. In the trailer, you could see the detail in Grace's iris. Yes. Eye movement, facial expression, sweaty skin, flushed cheeks, right? These characteristics are incredibly realistic. Yes, it is current gen visual detail. Grace Ashcroft, we're going there. Conceptually, Grace is a character who overcomes challenges with her wit and ingenuity. Okay. That's the kind of personality we've developed. It was probably inevitable when making a horror game. She's not a superhero like past protagonists. She's probably using her own strength. That's part of her charm. Okay, for like superhero protagonists, I gotta kind of have a drawback on that, because to me it's like Leon, Claire, Jill, they're all just normal regular people. Maybe Chris has kind of a superhero kind of feel to him because he's just like, yeah, I've got the situation under control. But everybody else is like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm losing my head, or I'm losing my shit. Even Leon is like not really superhero style. He's more like he's more military style, if anything. Like, okay, adapt, overcome, and get the job done. Like we're coming in to save the president's daughter. So he's a bit shy, unlike previous characters. In a way, she's more like a typical horror game protagonist. I think that's reflected directly in her character. As Resident Evil protagonist, she can handle action and firearms. Right. Especially as she's an FBI agent. Again, this reminds me so much of Ethan, and that's the reason why I was just like, oh my god, we got Rose back. Oh, Rose is the new main character and everything. That's the reason why I was going so heavy with that when I was watching the first trailer. But it feels just like they're making Ethan again, but in a character who has more of a backstory to her. Me just watch it again. You can't pause this shit. Especially as she's an FBI agent, her movements can be timid or hesitant. Yeah, it's Ethan all over again, which I hope people will find refreshing. I mean, we just got done doing this with Village and 7. Just like Ethan Winters became a beloved character, I believe Grace is shaping up to be someone players will love. Yeah. She seems really interesting, so as the story progresses, you'll learn more. Grace's circumstances. Empathize with what she's going through. We hope you'll, yeah, the character players can truly connect with. You hope she is. Grace's hairstyle is unique in the series, short but soft. What? Little wavy hair which adds character.
で、今回キャラクター性を掘り下げていくときに髪の毛でそういった部分を
wondered if we could express that through her hair.
でああいった髪型にしていますね。デザイン
Her
自体
current
は
hairstyle.
まあ簡単ではあるんですけれども、これを実際に 3D でやるとなるとかなり大変で、プロの方を呼んで
Professional make a wig for it.
作っていただいて、ファースト PV で逆さま
Just don't make it the flippy do. That's all you need to do. Don't make it the flippy do.
逆さまにして癖気のある人間が逆さまに
Hair
どう
waves
いう風に
behaves when it's upside down. Okay.
そういったものを一つ一つやっていったっていうイメージですね。まあ実は CG で近しい形までは行ったんですけれども、その先にどうしてもクオリティが伸びなくてですね。
Reach
ちょうどそ
the
の時は
desired.
プラグマタ
Pragmata team was working on a feature called Strand that they're using. With the RE engine improved, we can incorporate that.
培ったノウハウを 取り入れられるっていうそういう基盤が
Kojima's going to have some words with you about the Strand game engine idea.
ということでそれが思いのほか品質
Turned out better than expected. We just
ストラン
softness
ドで
from
髪の毛
using
の柔らか
strands.
さを表現するだけでなくて追われるシーンではライターをかざして
Yeah.
髪の毛の向こうに光がある
Moment where light shines through her hair. Yeah.
そこで髪の毛の光が透過するっていう、かなり表現できない、うまくいったなという。
There's a visual success. Okay. I mean, she's not the first one to have short hair. Jill has short hair, kind of. Ashley has short hair. Ada has short hair. Like it's a little selling pointish. On that. It feels like they are trying their best to make kind of like a passion project. It does, like, I am getting that kind of sense off from it. At the same time, I think there is multiple different visions on where this game is supposed to go, and that usually turns into an identity crisis of sorts. Like Doom: The Dark Ages was the last game. It has a giant identity crisis to it. It doesn't know whether it's a medieval game or a futuristic game or if it's supposed to be like spacey type of thing and whatnot. Like that was my biggest gripe with Doom: The Dark Ages. I'm just like, where is this going? What the fuck is it? Like, where is it coming from? Where is it going? What? I think the overall core of what Resident Evil is, though, is still in Requiem. So, am I looking forward to it? And of course, launch night, probably a launch night video, the whole 9 yards for it. Makes me want to jump back into Resident Evils, in the remakes and all that. Maybe even the OG, couple OG Resident Evils for sure. Again, it doesn't take anything away from it. It's just makes me a little bit nervous when I hear them talking about like, oh, here's what Resident Evil is supposed to be when Resident Evil is kind of different. That's the beauty of Resident Evil. It's something different for everyone. Like some people love jumping in, unlocking guns and blowing shit up. Other people love doing speed runs. Other people love doing minimalist runs. Other people love doing runs where you pick up absolutely nothing and run around with a knife and your butt clenches every time a zombie grabs you. That's the greatness of Resident Evil. It's not just horror. It is action. It is horror. It's horror. It's survival. It's the whole nine. With a great storyline packaged in with it. And if you have not checked out Resident Evil, I highly suggest it because I was in that boat a decade ago, and I was like, I don't know, Resident Evil's cool, but I don't know anything about it. And then I tried it, and I haven't stopped messing around with these games since. So, yeah. All right. I think we hit the tail end of all the news cycle of all this showcase stuff finally. I got probably like 3 or 4 videos to make out of all this. So yeah, fucking Resident Evil stuff looks pretty good. Looks very cool. I can't wait for like Gamescom and the demo to drop and everything so we can, speculate and figure out who or what the BOW monster is. Could it be... Man, that does kind of tick me off though. That hits a nerve of them being like, oh yeah, it was almost Leon Kennedy going back to... It's like, man, not only the nostalgia for Leon going back to the city and he gets to like work through his demons, but also the nostalgia that you get hit with of as you're walking through the RPD that's blown to shit and Leon, starts giving off the thought bubbles basically of, oh yeah, this was almost my desk. And imagine if I was here, I would be blown up too. Life would have been so much different. That would have been so cool to go through. And we basically just got robbed because that guy's thinking, oh, we can't make him cool for the game. It's like, dude, it's Leon. Everybody already loves Leon. What the fuck? No mentions of Rose. That's another thing that's bugging me too. I'm really hoping Rose is somewhere in the game mentioned of some way, somehow. The other thing that I'm kind of would love to see is some returning characters in this, which I'm really thinking like Leon is probably going to be. The other thing too is Leon is probably going to be in this game as a playable character at some point. That's what everybody's kind of thought pattern is on this, because they did already kind of prototype Leon to be in the game. So there's a good chance and again, so maybe Resident Evil 10, maybe that's the one where it's like, oh, Leon calls up Jill calls up Chris calls up Claire's working with Rebecca, and then Rose shows up and she's like the de facto agent of them all, because she's had the powers and the goop and all that stuff. So maybe that's Resident Evil 10. They're waiting for that. The problem is though, is can they get everybody back in, the whole cast of all this remake stuff? It was way easier for like Resident Evil 6 to do this, because a lot of the characters didn't even have voices back in the day, or well, no, sorry, not voices. They didn't have, like CGI, face scanned, people and everything. They had voices. But it's like it was the OG days versus now it's super, they have an identity, they're a character, they're fully built, the universe and everything else they're in. Yeah. It's interesting seeing which way the series will go with Requiem. And I predict a very big, gigantic cliffhanger at the end of Requiem leading into Resident Evil 10. I think it's going to be one of those things of like, also, so Capcom, especially for Resident Evil, they seem to have always two games in the pipeline that they're working on side by side, like RE2 remake, what was it? I think RE1 remake had RE0 next to it, or there was something somewhere in that vicinity. I think it was like within that like year or two time frame. We've been waiting a while for Resident Evil Requiem, but also they've been giving us the remakes leading up to it. So Resident Evil 10 is probably already in the pipeline being worked on. This is going to lead directly into that, I think. Just like the same way. Okay, so Resident Evil 7 had the cliffhanger of Chris that led into Village. So that's where I'm getting at with that. Of like they usually have like two projects in the works at once. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what ends up happening with everything. I just hope it's as good as the OG remakes were.